Hello everyone, I'm Kirsty. Welcome to Heart's Humble Homestead. Today we are making fruit leather using our foraged ingredients from our walk. Hope you enjoy. Since I'm going to be using lots of rose hips for some other things over the winter, I'm just adding a small handful to this fruit leather. So instead of having to get all the tiny hairs and things out, I'm just going to make a rose hip tea. So I've got a handful of rose hips. I've just popped in half a litre of water. And I'm just going to put that on a low heat for about 10 minutes. It's been a few minutes and it's starting to get a nice pale pink colour to the water. It's been 10 minutes, so I'm just going to get the rose hips out. And they can go in the compost. A lot of the water has evaporated, so it's quite a concentrated tea now, which is ideal for what we want it for. I'm going to add 150 grams of hawthorns and sloes and 150 grams of crab apples just cut in half. I'm now going to add another 200 ml of water. Turn that back on. And let everything soften down. Just got it on a light simmer. It's only been about 2 minutes and it's already taken on a lovely berry colour. I sometimes also add elderberries to this, but they're in the freezer from a previous forage, and I wanted to make this just with the things that we found on the walk the other day. Plus a bit of honey. The acorns that we collected, this is just some of them, I will be turning into flour, but I'm not going to put that on a video because Annie from Economy Proper Lifestyle has just done an amazing video on how to process these, and I've asked her and she's going to let me link the video above, so I'll pop that there, so please check that out. I'm hoping by the time this video comes out that she's on 1,000 subscribers. She is so close, so please help if you can. Everything's starting to squash down now. The apples are getting softer and it's thickening. I'm now just going to give it a little blitz up and then put it through a sieve to get rid of any little pips or bits of skin. I'm now going to pop it through a sieve. It already smells very sweet, like a crumble, so it might not need a lot of honey in, so I'm going to give it a little taste once I've done this bit. This bit does take a few minutes, but it is worth it to get a nice smooth fruit leather. That's finished. If I took the time to get the seeds out of the apple, I would have dehydrated that and made it into a fruit powder. I'm not doing that today because of how small the apples were. A lot of them were this size. But when I do a bigger batch, I will powder it and make a fruit powder. So that's that done. We've got a decent bit of pulp there. So I'm just going to give a bit of a try off that bit, just on my finger. That's already quite sweet. I would happily have it like that, but my youngest, who eats the most of these, has quite a sweet tooth, so I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon of honey in. Sugar can be used as well, and give that a stir in. There we go. I've got the dehydrator set for 75 degrees centigrade, which is 167 Fahrenheit, or it can be done in the bottom of a low oven. It does take quite a while, so this one will take between 8 and 12 hours in the dehydrator. So I've set it for 8 hours and I'll check it after then. I've also roughly cut some baking paper, grease-proof paper, because I do want to cut it into individual roll-ups after it's dehydrated. I use this one because it can go in the compost once it's done. All I'm going to do now is carefully spread it onto here. We want quite a thin but even layer. Found the silicone spatula works the best for this because it doesn't stick to it as much. I'll come back once I've filled all of the trays. Just made 3 trays, so I'm going to pop it in the dehydrator. And I will check on it in a few hours. I checked it after 6 hours and I turned the fruit leather over and I let it go for the remaining 2, and it is ready. Oh. Still a bit pliable but not sticky at all. So what I'm going to do is just cut it into strips. And make little roll-ups. There we go. This is it finished. So it's a full jar of fruit leather, fruit wind-ups, fruit winders, whatever you want to call them. And these are the bits from the end, so they are a bit thinner. But I'll give it a little taste. They've got quite a sourness to them, like a sour berry sweet, and a bit of natural tang, which is really good, as I haven't added any citric acid or anything to it. And they are full of vitamins, and the only additional ingredient was a tiny bit of honey. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, everybody. Let me know if you try it in the comments. Thank you. Bye.